Hi guys, this is Letty Mariam Abraham. I've been a journalist with Midday for 6 years, and over the last few lockdowns, I've had the opportunity to watch several shows and series and movies on the web. So I thought, what I've seen, and I should share it with you because there's some of the really good stuff that you've probably missed and probably even seen. So this is strictly my personal opinion, and you're free to disagree with it. If you believe that you're the only one who has secrets, then that's not true. Everyone has secrets. And imagine someone holding ransom over your secrets. Well, that's exactly this teenage Mexican drama, Control Z. The good thing is that they have voiceovers in English, so if you don't like reading subtitles, this one is a good and safe bet. If you've caught up with 13 Reasons Why or Sherlock, it gives you a feel with it, but this is so much more than an average thriller. The main character, Sophia, played by Anna, is this, everyone considers her to be a freak, but there's so much more to it, and how she solves the case makes this for a very interesting watch. It may not be for everyone, but for those who like a little thriller and a little excitement, this one's a must watch. My second recommendation is this Tamil anthology. This probably came sometime last year, called Pava Kadagal. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but you get the drift. So, honor killing is something that we've all heard about, and we always thought that was in the past and only happens in rural areas, but that's not true. Okay, it happens everywhere, and some mask it under as accidents. So, Pava Kadagal is an anthology of 4 stories, played by excellent actors. There's Prakash Raj, there's Caitlyn, and there is, several others. And it's a must watch because every story, I mean, you have to obviously sit with, tissue papers because you're going to cry your eyes out. It's a massive tearjerker, and at the end of it, you would feel so like touched by every story. The first one is about how a transgender is, attacked because he falls in love with someone who, in the end, falls in love with his own sister. Second story is about a young girl, 8-year-old girl who's raped, and how the family deals with it. One of the other stories is about 2 people belonging in the intercaste religion decide to get married, but knowing that there's so much of opposition, they decide to run away. But things don't exactly go as planned. They live separately, and then they are called back when she's pregnant, and then things turn, it spirals out of control, and how it ends. I mean, it's so heart-wrenching that you have to watch it. It's emotional, tearjerker, and the story is told so brilliantly. And it wouldn't have been possible if these people were not performing it so amazingly. It's an emotional tearjerker. It's heart-wrenching. The stories are so nuanced and so simple, like a simple story. There's not much setting to it, but told so simply and still touches the corners of your heart. And you cannot ignore the performances of Prakash Raj, Sai Pallavi, and Caitlyn. So this one is a must watch. I mean, it should be at the top of your list. Now, when I talk about the Kardashians, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Yes, Kim Kardashian and, the entire series. But this is not about that one. Ever since as a kid, I've watched portions of the Kardashian show. I always wondered, what is Bruce Jenner's contribution to the entire series? I mean, he's always there as a side figure, father figure, nonetheless, but doing nothing, contributing nothing to it. So Netflix's new series, Untold Caitlyn Jenner. Now you know that in 2020 she came out as she changed her gender, changed her name to Caitlyn. So this is her story. I've never followed Olympics back in 1976, but Caitlyn apparently was a decathlon athlete who won the gold in 1976, and the journey starts from there. She had the internal struggle. She, was battling her sexuality, understanding, and back then it was not such a big, it was all hush. It was a secret. No one really knew about it. and you'd be embarrassed to tell about it because scared of being judged, scared of being persecuted, and especially if you're a celebrity, if you are a sports person. The story is very beautifully told. Of course, Caitlyn misses a lot of important aspects of her career, of her life, which I wish she had covered. But all in all, it gives you a very, an inside door to someone who's been through so much, someone who's at the peak of their career and then not at the peak of their career, reinventing themselves and facing the society. That's a bold step. And at 66, imagine at 66, she's finally getting to live like the real self. That's commendable. So, it's a 1 hour series, so watch it. It's a documentary, but very nicely done. Of course, like I said, she has missed a very key important parts of her life, but then again, it's just a 1 hour watch and it's good watch. My next recommendation for you is another Netflix series. Now, over the lockdown, yes, I have indulged in a lot of Korean dramas. So this one was released sometime in 2019 and it's called Extraordinary You. Now, we've always played with this concept, or somewhere down the line thought that what if this entire world is actually manufactured by someone and someone is making us puppets and working us around, their whims and fancies, like it's an entire simulation. So, Extraordinary You is something similar, except it is set in a comic book. So, your lead actor comes to realize that she is a side character in a comic book where she is not the protagonist, but she is adding value to the protagonist, the hero and the heroine of the story. Of course, imagine your own life is only meant to bring the hero and heroine closer. I'm sure all the extra side actors would often feel this when they're doing movies, that their only sole purpose in life is to ensure that the hero and heroine meet. So somewhere down the line, she realizes, no, I want to be the protagonist. At least I want to change my own story. So the story revolves around this girl who's out to change her story, her fate, and tries different ways to, ensure that she is the central character, changing the storyline of the comic book. But every time she tries to change something, things don't exactly go as planned because the story is being written. Plenty of twists and plenty of plot twists and changes, and the time when they go between past and present, and how this comic book has been in formation for years, and then she meets the love of her life. Only she didn't know that it was the love of her life, and that she probably knew him in another past life. So it's an interesting teenage drama. If you are the kind who likes romance and a little intrigue and a little mystery, this one's for you. My last recommendation for this month is Nayanthara's Netrikann, which streams on Disney Plus Hotstar. Netrikann is actually a remake of the South Korean film called Blind, which recently released this August. It's about an ex-CBI officer who loses her eyesight and helps in the capture of a serial rapist rather. Although the story has, a little loopholes here and there, and Ajmal Amir's performance as this psychotic BDSM loving gynecologist is not that credible, but Nayanthara's performance, she shoulders the entire film on herself. It's fast, it's pacey, there's twists and turns right till the end. Interesting to see, besides Nayanthara, K. Manikantan and Sharan Shakti's performance really uplifted the movie. So, if you don't mind a few loopholes here and there, it's an edge of the seat thriller that you will definitely enjoy. That's my recommendation for this month. Let me know if you have any hidden gems that you've watched, old, new, about to come out, and you want me to watch them. Let me know in the comments below.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.